in the scene where the ship jumps from the top of the screen to the bottom.
Right.
Okay, right above the knoll. Have you slowed that down?
Definitely. I've looked at that a million times.
Okay.
Super slow motion.
Then you actually see that ship materialize in 2 stages.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good.
Yes, I can confirm that. Yes, I'm not a professional photographer, although I am a professional quality photographer, and I do know when somebody's faking something or when they're not, and at least the beam ship footage is for real. I can do without all the other before and after. Just the footage of the spaceship. That's worth the $60.
Okay. Well, I'm glad.
By the way, I'd like to pass this on to all those who are listening. The book, UFO Contact from the Pleiades, a preliminary investigation report, is available. It is advertised in the October issue of Fate magazine on page 19. America West Distributors in Aurora, Colorado is selling it. It's the original book, by the way, with the original cover. I have a friend who has the original one.
Well, I had a friend call over to Colonel Stevens' residence where his daughter is, and they were trying to order some of these books, and they said they were out. There were no more, so...
Oh, well, I was possibly one of the first ones to order then, and I got real fast service, just like I always get good, great service from you and Genesis 3.
When did you order it?
The book, I ordered it at the beginning of October, and I got it a couple of weeks later. And as soon as I got the Fate issue, right at the end of September or the beginning of October, that's when I saw it.
I think it's out now. I mean, I think they're out of copies now, but anyway... I really appreciate your call on Beam Ship the movie.
Yeah, and by the way...
One thing you've done, Edward.
Yes.
I know my wife is not going to appreciate you, because now I'm going to have to get me one of those gizmos on my VCR that slows things down.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Always a top model. Never go for anything less. And by the way, your wife is going to be in company of Potsy and... what's his name? The guy with the alien bases on the moon? None of them like me either. I can always tell a fake when I see one. Thank you very much, Lee. I hope that more comes from your end, and let's have more, yeah. We need it.
Order the metal tape. You'll really like that as well.
Okay, you'll see my check soon.
Okay, thanks a lot.
And thank you, Bill.
All right, Edward, thank you for contributing like that. Maureen, you're on. We have just about a minute, but let's get it started with you anyway.
Okay, great. Thanks. Well, to start out with, I wanted to share with you that I've really enjoyed the opportunity of reading the material about the Pleiades. We have both of the books, and we have a very good friend who spent quite a bit of time in Switzerland with Billy.
Oh, really?
And out of her visit there, a number of questions came up, and I thought maybe Lee might be able to address some of them for us.
Okay, start firing. I'll tell you when you have to stop.
Okay. Well, the first one is that when she was there in Switzerland, there were lots and lots and lots of pictures available that haven't been seen previously in the books, and also many manuscripts, primarily in German. And we're a little curious as to why those haven't been made available at this time, or up until now.
Did you hear that, Lee?
I heard part of it. Something about there were many more pictures, or...
Well, there's our little thing.
Okay.
The question, let me put it to you quickly. There were pictures that haven't been seen over here whenever she visited Billy. And, of course, she saw a lot of the German manuscripts, and she wondered why they're not available in English. And there's a good answer for those, Maureen. If you want to hang on the line while we take a break for news.
I will.
Get back to Lee after that.
Okay.
We're talking about the astronauts from Pleiades. Photographs and the hard evidence that they do exist as it comes from Billy Meier. So stay with us. He's been a prolific writer. And some of the photographs that were available over there, they haven't seemed to be available over here.
Okay, well, Maureen, you've just brought up a question that is one of the reasons many of us do believe that this case is real, and that's because there is so much information on it. Now, when we got involved, we had to set up priorities, and these priorities thus far have involved 2 books that were published, 2 Japanese television specials that have aired, a documentary film that still hasn't been released, but will be, hopefully, soon, and other things, and a mainstream book in the works now. So we've had to take it by the numbers, and if that answers your question with this new direction we're taking of releasing this material in stages, eventually we'll get to this, hopefully.
Great, Lee, I understand. Well, that actually brings up one other question, which is, when my friend was over there, she had long discussions with Billy, and he kept saying, why don't the people in the United States know about my book? Why don't they know about my material? Have they forgotten about me? And it seems to appear that Billy doesn't realize financially or in any other way, I mean, consciously, that we know about his books, that we're aware of what he's doing here in the United States. Is there something that happened with the rights of the book or something where he is not participating in this, or he doesn't realize what's happening?
I would have to question your friend's information there, because Billy has been informed all the way through. When you see the Beamship series, you'll see that he's in this film all the way. Mm-hmm. He has received various monies for his share of the rights. We have made arrangements to take care of him in that way. Mm-hmm. It's been estimated that over 200 to 300 million people are aware of this case. Case in point, the Japanese special played to roughly 30 million people alone.
I think that's quite interesting in itself, Lee, that the Japanese did a special on Billy Meier and turned in an audience in Japan of 30 million.
Exactly.
Now, for some reason or another, the great minds at ABC and CBS and NBC don't think this is much of a story. Of course, you can look at what they put on the air that they think are good stories and understand, I suppose.
Right. Well, when the PM segment ran, Bill, in 1980, that was 7 minutes. Remember PM Magazine when it was on? Mm-hmm. A TV station out of Tucson, KOLD, went to Wendell, asked if they could film 7 minutes. We agreed. They shot 7 minutes. The major, I guess the home office, whatever you want to call it, out of San Francisco, they picked it up. It played to 50 markets. Estimated 35 million people saw this in this country. It was so well received that PM came back to us in 1981 and asked for rerun privileges. It was a most sought-after special they had done in 1980, and we granted this. So there are a lot of people aware of the Meier case. And I'd have to say that I don't think your friend is being very honest with this situation, because I just got a letter from Billy last week. He's in fine spirits. He's very happy. He's excited about everything. He's very much aware of everything going on. And he's not upset with us or anybody else connected with this program.
Well, I'm really happy to hear that, actually. Well, there's a couple of other things that I was curious about. I had heard something about a movie script and some rights to a movie script that possibly went over to Universal at one time based on the material. Are you aware of any of that?
Bill, could you repeat it? I can barely hear.
She was asking about that first movie that was made that went over to Universal for a while, and then it's kind of floated around.
Oh, yes, I'm very much aware of that. I'm very much aware of the writer. In fact, in 1978, I took this writer and 3 other people. I will not mention their names at this point. One of them today is number 2 man at a major television network in the documentary division, but I escorted the 4 of them into Switzerland. They met Meier, and then I understand a script was done, but it was never sold. And I understand that every now and then we get a drift that somebody's looking at it, but nothing has ever been done on it, as far as I know.
Lee, the other thing I was wondering about is, I know that it seems as if, maybe it's not actually so, but it seems as if sometimes that we are suppressing a lot of this information and trying to keep it out of the public's eye. And I was wondering if Wendell's having been in jail might have anything to do with that suppression of information.
Well, that's a question I'd rather not get into, Marie, if you don't mind. I think that's something that Wendell should answer, not myself.
Okay, I understand. And the last thing I was curious about is, have you had contact yourself personally with Semyazi since the time that you've been in Switzerland?
No, I haven't. My wife and I, we have seen light shows there late at night. Uh-huh. We have witnessed phenomena, which was unexplainable, but I've never seen, to the best of my knowledge, I've never seen a Palladian cosmonaut, nor have I seen a Palladian ship. Beamship.
I understand. Willie, thank you very much for taking the time to answer my questions.
Maureen, thank you for your interest.
Thank you.
You know, this case was the very first open mind show we ever did, was on Billy Meier with Wendell.
Exciting.
And it's odd that my introduction to Billy Meier came about a year before when I was approached to do that